impact on Israel's fight against hatred, anti-Semitism, and the spread of misinformation worldwide. You have each provided strength and hope to many and have inspired others to stand with Israel. I am honored to invite to the stage the Speaker of the Knesset, Member of Knesset Amir Ohana, to give greetings.
Event organizer, member of the Knesset, Dan Iluz, thank you for this inspiring gathering here today in the Knesset. Honorable members of the Knesset, esteemed pro-Israel advocates from Israel and around the globe, distinguished guests, friends. It is a privilege to be here to celebrate the men and women setting the standard in the struggle for truth and justice. For the pro-Israel community, this high-profile gathering represents the online dream team, and for those peddling lies and hate, the ultimate nightmare. Like millions of others, I've seen you all online, but it's something else completely to meet you all in person, to meet the heroes behind the handles, the courageous defenders of the feed. Your work is nothing less than vital. You fight like lions for our soldiers, whose unmatched sacrifice is met with baseless slander. And you fight for our hostages, languishing in the unimaginable brutal captivity of Hamas terrorists, those on the fence, to protect them from the next misleading headline or post, and to rescue them from the echo chambers of ignorance. What makes your work even more remarkable is the diversity of backgrounds, perspectives, and political views that you all represent. You come from different walks of life, from all corners of the political spectrum. Yet, as the warriors of the IDF put aside their differences to defend their brethren, so have you. You prove that disparities fade in the face of our loyalty to justice, truth, and one another. That in our highest priorities, we all align for Israel, for the Jewish people, and for truth. As Winston Churchill described truth's awesome force, Melis Me'ataket.
MK Shelital Meron, honored guests, and most importantly, defenders of Israel. We gather today in the Knesset to recognize a remarkable truth. Israel does not stand alone. In a world where lies spread faster than facts, and often where justice is twisted, there exists an army, not of soldiers, but of truth tellers. Today we honor 50 of them, but they are merely a sample of the thousands who have worked relentlessly ensuring that Israel's truth is heard. On October 7th, Israel experienced a nightmare beyond imagination. Entire families were butchered. Children were torn from their parents, taken into captivity. Women were brutalized, their screams ignored by those who claim to champion human rights and women's rights. More Jews were murdered in a single day than on any day since the Holocaust. And yet, the fires of that massacre still burned. As the fires of that massacre still burned, another war began, a war of lies. Instead of condemning terror, too many excused it. Instead of standing with the victims, too many justified their murderers. The world turned reality upside down. Because of you, Israel's voice has not been silenced. Because of you, Israel's legitimacy has not been erased. Because of you, our soldiers continue their mission with the knowledge that millions stand behind them. But while you have fought for truth, others have fought for terror. They call themselves sometimes progressives, while excusing the most regressive forms of barbarism. They call themselves academics, while parroting the most ignorant, ahistorical lies. They claim to stand for women's rights, yet they remain silent, while Israeli women were raped, tortured, and murdered. They chant for queer rights, yet they support Hamas, a group that throws gay people off rooftops. They claim to fight colonialism, yet they defend terrorists who invaded Jewish homes, slaughtered entire families, and kidnapped children. The Inquisitions, the pogroms, the Nazis, they all failed. And Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, they will fail too. The Jewish people bow to no one. We do not seek permission to exist. We do not apologize for defending our homeland. And we will never, never be uprooted again. So to those who chant, from the river to the sea, to those who dream of a world without Israel, I have one message for you. We are not going anywhere. Get used to it. But the battle is not over. But the battle is not over. Even as we
at this beautiful audience here and say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing such an important job for Israel. So thank you first and foremost. Today is the 459th day to this horrific war, and we still have 100 hostages, our brothers and sisters,